Well, hello again, everyone, and welcome out. This is Maverick Currencies Market Recap on July the 3rd. This is Ankit here, and let's go over markets. It's a holiday shortened week, so we'll be taking a look at what happened in the markets today, looking at the analysis overall, relative strength and weakness, and see if there's any opportunities looking at the setups here.
Do you want to be a professional trader? Maverick Currencies is the oldest US-based Forex and crypto prop trading company that will pay you for trading with our capital. Trade our capital and keep 70 to 80% of the profits. We are looking for traders just like you that are hardworking and motivated. Click the apply link on the top right of this video to see if you have what it takes. That link takes you to a 4-minute video that explains the trader position available, and you read a list of FAQs that answer pretty much all the basic questions you have at this point. After watching the video and reading the FAQs, if you're interested, fill out an application. Then you'll watch the full-length recruiting video and then schedule an interview with one of our traders. Are you our next trader?
So let's just jump into the market analysis and see what really moved today. Again, we did not expect a whole lot of movement today due to a holiday shortened week. It was a half day in the equity market, so the market really died down after about 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So looking at the numbers, again, not a big move. S&P up only 0.12%. World Stock Index up 0.32. So pretty much we are seeing a continuation of the momentum that we went in from Friday. Crypto was the only one that's down. And again, we are seeing the Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin that has been the hot cryptocurrencies just pulling back a little bit. Outside of that, we did not see any significant move here. So looking at the markets, S&P chart, again, still looks bullish. Nothing really has changed. Equity markets looks bullish across the board, while the crypto markets is just taking a little bit of a pause here. Now, looking at the relative strength, the performance change for the day, let's look at the cryptocurrencies first. As you can see, we're seeing a rotation. Bitcoin Cash down, Litecoin down, but we are seeing Ethereum up and Bitcoin up as well. So we're seeing a bit of a rotation here. So this is an important time to just look at relative strength and weakness rather than looking at broader markets. I think cryptos are kind of going back and forth between these two currencies back and forth. Now let's take a look at currency market, and we did not see a big movement. Again, the 0.31 was the best movement today. That was in the Kiwi and followed by the Aussie. So we're seeing a bit of a relative strength in growth currencies and relative weakness in the Japanese yen. Outside of that, you can see nothing really moved. Dollar, Swiss franc. Swiss franc was actually down a little bit off of that CPI number, but really not a whole lot of movement today. And again, this is expected. This is known that there's not a whole lot of movement that we expect on a holiday day or holiday shortened week, especially going into a holiday tomorrow. The markets are likely to die down. So looking at the only thing that came out overnight was the Swiss franc CPI numbers, and that was again 0.1% versus 0.2%. This did not cause a big move in Swiss franc. So we'll see what kind of price action we get throughout this week. But again, all central banks are still expected to raise rates. So right now, these numbers, I don't know how much impact that will have, because at the end, the banks are pretty clear on where they are, and they're all likely to raise rates. We had the ISM manufacturing PMI down a little bit, 46 versus 47.2. But again, we did not see a big price movement off of this because, again, lack of liquidity in the markets, not a whole lot going on. So looking at a currency analysis and doing a velocity score, you can see the velocity score, most of them are kind of right in the middle here. A little relative strength in Aussie and Kiwi, but remember, they are not the best looking charts out there. So shorter term, getting a bit of a bump. We'll see what kind of follow through we get, especially with the Australian dollar, as we have the RBA rate statement tonight. They are not really expected to raise. Let's look at the schedule again. They're not really expected to raise rates. They're keeping it as the same. And we talk about this, how right now we're seeing a divergence. Some central banks are raising, some central banks are holding. And I think that divergence will kind of bleed into the currency price action. So I'm not really as bullish on the Aussie here, especially if they come up with a surprise rate hike. I think the Aussie can catch a nice bit to the upside. But again, if it comes aligned with the expectation, don't really expect a whole lot of movement tonight. So outside of that, again, not really giving us very good signal here to be long or short, and these are the times where you want to be in cash. Now, looking at the possible trades ahead, let's just jump into trading view and kind of take a look at setups that we were looking at on a currency room. And looking at the Aussie Kiwi is the first one that was on my list here. I like the fact that it actually did made a bit of a turn here, had a bit of a lower high, and I'm looking for a break below this level, which is about 108. If it breaks below this 108 area, I would like this to fall all the way back to 105.65. So again, like to use a higher time frame for this. Shorter term time frame, not really giving us a good signal. I mean, you can see this thing was in this downtrend, but right now in the shorter term, it's picking up a little bit. But as you go higher term, longer term, you can see that we are still in this little bear rally pattern that are likely to break above below that 108. So again, this is the only play I like. If the RBA statement and the Aussie weakens, I do like this as a relative strength and weakness. Outside of that, again, not really getting a whole lot of signal, and right now we probably see a lot of consolidation because again, nothing really moving. Look at Euro USD, nothing really moving. Everything is going sideways here. So again, this is a time where you don't want to be trading. As you don't see a whole lot of opportunity. Even with the RBA tonight, that could be tricky. We could see an initial price action that could just move the Australian dollar, but that likely to die down as we go into the overnight session. Because in conclusion, looking to be on the sidelines here. RBA races tonight. So if you're looking at any Australian dollar pairs, just watch out for that event. But outside of that, we're looking to take a day off tomorrow and come back tomorrow evening. That's when the markets or the futures market will open up and we'll start to see a pickup in activity. But from now on until tomorrow, don't expect a whole lot. So these are the great time to be in cash. Thanks for joining. Enjoy your long weekend ahead. Happy 4th of July. We'll be back on Wednesday with our midweek update. Till then, take care and enjoy. Bye.